Sweat hard. Push harder. Drink protein powder to get gains at the gym.
At least that's what some companies want you to think. But is chugging back protein shakes really the best way to build muscle after you work out? Let's kill this workout and the buzz.
Let's be clear, your body definitely does need protein to help build muscle. After exercise, and especially after lifting weights, your muscles are damaged. It takes amino acids to help repair them. And protein, it's packed with amino acids. But where did the idea of getting protein in powder form come from? Well, it may have started with this guy, Eugene Sandow. And while he didn't invent the stuff, he sure did make it popular. At the time, protein powder was tasteless and really only used for undernourished patients in hospitals. But Sandow, known as the father of bodybuilding, became one of its biggest fans, claiming it helped build his muscle. Bodybuilders have been promoting it ever since. Today, protein powder is big business. Sales are in the billions. But how much protein is enough? Experts recommend 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. It's a bit more if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or if you're a serious athlete.
But most of us are getting enough protein already.
Let's say you weigh 170 pounds, or about 77 kilograms. It's recommended you get 62 grams of protein a day. Breakfast, you have 2 eggs, a piece of toast, and a latte. For lunch, we go vegan, a big bowl of lentil soup and a second latte, but this time with oat milk. For dinner, a stir fry with chicken, edamame, and peanuts, and a piece of cheesecake for dessert. In total, we are well over our 62-gram target for the day.
So what will our body do with all the extra protein?
Stuart Phillips would know. He's a kinesiology professor at McMaster and is one of the top researchers in his field.
People feel pretty sated when they eat protein, so their satiety level is high. They're not as hungry. But outside of that, I'm not sure that there's too much of a benefit of eating larger amounts of protein.
Protein will help you rebuild muscles and cells, which is important after you work out. But are you really punching a clock when it comes to protein powder?
Protein window's almost over.
That sure is part of the sell.
I only have 22 minutes left in my anabolic window. Protein, please.
Even The Rock is giving this advice.
Just wrapped 10 minutes ago. This is my post-workout shake. As you guys know, your post-workout meal shake is so critical.
The theory is you have a narrow window of time to get your body the protein it needs to kickstart that rebuilding process. But experts, well, they've thrown that theory out the anabolic window.
I think at one point we thought that window was pretty small. Really, the science has come forward and the window is open for a much longer period of time, maybe even up to a day or two after we've exercised. So that anabolic window is really more like a large garage door. The obsession with immediate post-exercise consumption is probably overdone.
So you can sip your shake whenever you want and it won't hurt. But the gym is where the real muscles are built.
The emphasis on marketing of protein powders and the use of people who are generally very fit has convinced a lot of people that to get that look, you need to consume protein powders. So I think it's a very good marketing engine that's driving that.
While Stuart's message to the average Joe is pretty simple, don't swallow the hype, he does say there's another group who could do with a little protein boost: seniors.
A little extra protein can help, especially if you're fighting any chronic diseases. And if you're vegan or vegetarian, protein powder can help fill in some of the blanks. But whole foods are still what experts say you should strive for first.
If you're not eating real food, you're missing out on all of the other nutrients that we need to make muscle as well. I don't think anybody really needs protein powder. I think people find it convenient, but I think food first, and then protein powders if they are, something that you conveniently would use. But no, there's no need for protein powder.